Hello. I believe we should be live now. Hello, how's it going, everyone? My name is Mitchell Mander, and welcome to my live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Horizons episode 104, The Return of Amethio. He's back in the series. And then we have Charcadet versus Ceruledge in a little small mini battle towards the end of the episode. So, how was this episode overall? Well, before we get on started here and getting into the episode, just a few things I need to talk about here. If you're someone that's new to the channel, you like this type of content, it'd be pretty cool if you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Let's try to get to 10 likes here. That'd be pretty cool if we could do so. And join the chat if you want to. Don't be shy. Hold on 1 second before we get on. Sorry about that. Anyways, so for those that are just showing up here for the first time, if you are coming across this stream, that / video for the first time, obviously you're probably coming across it after the stream ends, but yeah, if you are new, this is kind of what we do here. Usually give it about 5 minutes for people to show up, 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in that range. Then I'll start talking about the episode myself. Then I'll go and I'll assign a rating to the episode, and then I'll give it over to the chat at that point. I have a poll that's running in the chat as well, so go ahead and vote for what you would rate this episode. And yeah, we usually go on about an hour, hour and a half. That's a typical range for these streams. Sometimes they're shorter, sometimes they're longer, but my preference would be an hour, hour and a half, so that's kind of what you're most likely going to be looking at when going into these streams. And lastly, another thing to mention here is that the music that you are hearing in the background comes from the Video Game Study Lounge from Game Chops. It's basically lo-fi remixes of video game music along with some originals here and there based on sound fronts from various different video games. And yeah, I usually listen to it when I'm reading, studying, I'm at work, I need something to distract me from the workday, working out, etc. It's cool stuff. You should check it out. Got a link in the description, but I would encourage you to maybe check it out post-stream, just to show your support for the current stream that's going on. But yeah, it's cool stuff. Yep, you got Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Final Fantasy remixes, other games as well. Those are like the most common ones. Like right now you got a Zelda lo-fi remix here going on in the background. Though it sounds kind of more like a jazzy version of a Gerudo Valley, so that's kind of cool. Anyways, let's get caught up on the chat here. Hi, how's it going? We got Sharon and Pokefan, what's up? Harlster's here, yo, what's up? Honestly, this was worth the 2-week wait. Like, holy moly, what an episode. This truly highlights why Liko and Amethio are such good parallels. Yeah, it was pretty good. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good, just a little tired today. I guess episode of 9 out of 10, gotcha. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but this episode made me slightly like Zerk and Konya a little more. Yeah, Konya's personality returned in the episode. Still the crazy cat lady she is. At least they got a little bit of background here. I'll get into it in a minute when I go through my whole thoughts on the episode. So more on that in a bit. I'm good, how about you? I'm good. You didn't like them already, Pokefan? Fair enough, I liked them already. Gotcha. I just felt like pre-time skips, they were just, kind of forgettable. I will get into that shortly. I feel like the quality of the episode is better than the last few episodes. And that's why breaks happen. If we didn't have breaks, the quality would be poor in the series. It was better than the last. That's a very understandable. Yep. Okay. Anyways, I just realized we just hit the 5-minute mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my summary of the episode. We're gonna leave off in the chat where Harlster said fair enough. So you guys can keep chatting away. I will catch up once I'm done with my whole summary for this episode and my thoughts. Okay, so this episode is practically like a Liko solo episode for like her. Well, not like her specifically. I know Amethio is a big focus in the episode, but when it comes to like other characters like Roy or Alt or Dot, they only show up at the very end. But it makes sense because Liko's got the strongest connection with Amethio here. They have a lot of good parallels running already, so Roy, Dot, and Alt not being involved here, I think was for the best. But anyways, Liko goes back to Amethio's mansion with Zirconconia, which, of course, by this point, Amethio hasn't been here in a long time. But they're free to go in just because, well, Hamber's all right with it. He's chill. They can just chill there if they want to. But anyways, eventually while they're there, Charcadet's looking at some of the pictures of Amethio with his Charcadet when he was younger, and Liko actually comments on the whole picture where Amethio's at the beach, and they end up contacting Amethio's dad, which the dude's been demoted. He went from being, the president of the company to, like, being considerably demoted. Looks like he's, like, in a small, like, office area now. Spinel definitely knocked him down the chain, and Spinel was, I take it that Spinel was, his employee, but now Spinel's kind of usurped him, so, oof. Don't know how they're affording that mansion anymore at this point, because he's probably got a reduced salary now. Anyways, enough joking around, but they call him, and he basically is like, yeah, that's, that was a vacation area that we went to. It was, near Levencia. It's an island near Levencia, so they decide to head out, and obviously that's where Amethio is. I just think it's funny, because Exceed headquarters is in Levencia, and we find out that after the events in Rakua, I'm getting ahead of myself, but Amethio literally ran away, but he literally was like super close to where Exceed is at, so I don't know, I just find that funny. But anyways, getting ahead of myself here. Where was I? So anyways, Amethio's been out on this island for a year now, literally a year. But Liko and the others find him. And we find out that from Zirconconia that Amethio is like, yeah, hey guys, I'm going to do my own thing. You guys go back to the explorers. I got nothing here, so you guys do your thing. But Amethio was hunted down by the explorers, eventually having to get in that submarine he had, and found that island, and that's where he's been for a year. Literally, he's been camping out here on this island for a year. So... he's just been chilling, roasting berries for a year. No wonder he's so thin. He's got no meat on his bones. He's just eating berries. Anyways, I end up finding him. And initially, he's kind of just, like, despondent. He's just like, no, I can't go back with you guys. You're part of the, there's nothing left for me. I lost everything. My grandpa's gone. I lost the explorers. I have nothing. I just have nothing anymore. But then Liko's the one that's actually like, hey, look, dude, you're the one that told me that you can't let something, a stumbling block just stop me completely. You need to keep going. You're the one that taught me that lesson when we were trapped in that cave a year ago. And now I'm telling you, you can't stop this. There's all kinds of stuff going on. The Requurium's still around, Spinel's taken over. He lied about the Rising Volt Tacklers. We need to do something about this. And initially, Amethio's basically like, yeah, no, sorry, I can't go with you, and stuff like that. But eventually, Charcadet wants to battle. And wants to battle Ceruledge. Looks up to the Elder Pokemon. So, we have even though Amethio at first like, yeah, don't even try it, you're just gonna lose. They decide, or Liko really wants the battle, so they have their fight. Obviously, the whole thing was that Charcadet had to try and make an opening to get an Ember attack on Ceruledge, and initially it wasn't working, he was just losing, but eventually he actually overcomes this and actually lands an attack on Ceruledge. Obviously doesn't do anything, and if the battle kept going, obviously Charcadet was going to lose, but they call it off there. But it looks like this ignited a little bit of a spark in Amethio. However, he can't go back to the Explorers because, well, can't do that at this point since Zirconconia are part of the Explorers. But they can work within, just like Hamber has been doing. So they can work within to try and sabotage Spino. So, even though they are grunts, they can actually, have some use in all this. More on that in a little bit. But they end up giving the Zygarde cube over to Amethio, so now he can officially get his grandfather Zygarde, at least collect all the cells. So there's that. And yeah, so Amethio ends up setting off. Well, Liko goes back to the Rival Tacklers, and Zirconconia presumably go back to the Explorers. He ends up telling Hamber that, oh, yep, we found Amethio. And, I like how Hamber actually cries a little bit. That was nice. A little nice moment. But, unbeknownst to Hamber, he's being spied on. It looks like Agate is spying on him. And so she's probably aware of what Hamber's doing. So, I think eventually at some point, Zirconia and Hamber are going to be caught and exposed by Agate. And that's also going to give them the incentive to go back, and find, or, pursue Amethio, because she's going to be aware that, they found him. So, yeah, trouble's a brewing. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up this episode. In my opinion, when it comes to story, this was a very solid episode, in my opinion. Did a lot for Amethio's character, Zirconconia actually have a little bit more relevance now, which is really nice. I do like the parallels between Liko and Amethio. And she wants Charcadet to battle, Ceruledge again in the future, so maybe we'll get either another battle or another follow-up with it when it's a little bit stronger. Or we could get that team up where it eventually evolves into Armor Rouge, because we know that that's going to happen at some point. It's obviously going to happen. We get a big team up against Spino later on. That'd be cool. But, yeah, I really like it, how things are kind of shaping up. And, I have to say this. I actually, I just started thinking about this recently. I think the world building within Pokemon Horizons might be the best in the entire anime. Like, in the entire, 25 plus years of the anime, almost going on 30. Jeez. But I just like the world building in the series, like Exceed as a company, all the connections. I'm starting to really enjoy how everything's kind of just coming together. I think that this is actually probably one of the better series when it comes to world building. It's really nice. But I like that Zirconconia have a little bit more importance. We get a slight bit of their backstory, how they joined the Explorers. And they're immediately assigned to Amethio. And I like how they didn't really, Zerk was like, oh, I've just got to be assigned to a snot-nosed brat. And then they end up actually, bonding with him. And they end up, really coming to, love being around the guy. So, I don't know, it kind of adds it adds a little bit more weight to their dynamic, I guess. Even though they're characters that, in my opinion, they didn't really do a whole lot with earlier in the series. Part 2 is definitely doing a lot for them. They got a lot more personality now and, a little bit more background. Obviously, I feel like they are going to still serve a purpose in the series. Even if they're not, searching for Zygarde cells anymore. They're working within the Explorers, so they can work within to kind of just assist, Amethio and even the Rival Tacklers. So, we have moles that are planted within the Explorers and Exceed now, so that's cool. But unfortunately, like I said, Agate was spying on Hamber, so she's aware of what's going on. So we'll have to see how far that goes. Like they're gonna only be able to do so much before they're like seized or something like that. It's probably gonna come later on as we get towards like the end of the series. But yeah, so the seeds are planted there, so that's good. So yeah, this was very solid, and now we have Amethio that's out and about. Obviously, he wasn't gonna go back with the Rising Tacklers. He's kind of doing things his own way, which I think is fine. You know, he's going to try and, you know, do whatever he can, you know, from the side. And that's totally fine. That just fits his personality. He's eventually going to reclaim Exceed. I guarantee you by the end of the series, he's going to be reclaiming Exceed from Spinel. And, you know, taking over for his grandfather. And basically he's going to do what his grandfather, you know, what his grandfather truly wanted, but, you know, in a moral sense. He's going to be a good, you know, a fine leader, I see, later on. But, yeah. Overall, I think this was a solid episode. Maybe like it's between an 8 and a 9 for me. Very good, in my opinion. So, what are your guys' thoughts? So, here comes the task of me catching up with the chat. And I see you guys have been chatting for a little bit. So, bear with me as I try to catch up. So, where did I last leave off at? I think I last left off at Harlster saying, fair enough, that's very understandable. Yes. Alright, guys, here we go. Let's see how far we can get here. Mitch, I like that Konya and is a cat lady, and she gave me Meowscarada a cat treats. That was a nice little moment. Kind of follow up on her personality. Charcadet having such admiration and respect for Ceruledge was cute. Yep. Can't wait for it to evolve into Armor Rouge later on. Yep. Me too. It's going to happen at some point. We just got to give it some time. Love the dynamic between Ceruledge and Charcadet in this episode. It being the reason it got its spark back when it turned, which in turn helped Amethio. Yeah, it was good. Good stuff. Yo, what's up, Beast Mode? God is evolved state. It is an evolved state of the other one. And legit, I actually cried a bit when Amethio was still struggling with his grief and after wanting to give up, but Liko tells him what he told her in the cave. Yeah, that was a good moment. That's a really good connection moment. That really if you think about it, like that episode when they're in the cave, it actually strengthens that episode. Like when any series does stuff like that, it makes like some episodes that you think, you know, minor moments in an episode, it actually makes them better. Like that helped Liko at that time, but now it's, you know, Liko's turning it around and doing it to, you know, give Amethio the advice that he gave her back then. It's good stuff. I also really felt Amethio this episode too. I'm glad to see the goat is going to be coming back with a renewed vigor. Me too. Amethio is also in the next episode. Yep, I know. It was in the preview. We'll get to that in a little bit. Also, we already knew this was happening, Amethio Zygarde, yeah. It was pretty obvious it was coming. Spinel taking over. He already took over, but, you know, we're going to have Amethio taking over eventually. Yay. Yo, what's up, Martha? It's been a while. How you doing? Welcome in. It's crazy, though. Amethio did not shower for a year. He really let himself go. You know, he had the same clothes this entire time, and he's clearly gotten taller, so I'm surprised his clothes didn't, like, tear or anything. Unless he, like, secretly went back to the mansion and grabbed some clothes. Fun fact, the island is actually called the Secluded Beach in the game, so that's pretty fitting. Oh, nice. Really feel for Amethio. Me too. Despite him being a rich boy, he went from a rich boy to nothing. I'm surprised Zerg and Coney didn't know he was here, but I guess he wouldn't pry or privy that sort of personal information to them, even if he does care about them. I'm actually surprised I didn't even try to look over there. I didn't, like, put the pieces together before that. Also, just the fact Team Amethio actually thought they could succeed in fooling Spino and making him think he's MIA was very unfortunately predictable because, of course, they would be listening and watching. Yeah, that's the only thing is, like, I wish Amber would be a little bit more secretive with that stuff. I'd probably get off of, like, away from, like, the buildings that, like, say that stuff, you know? Seems a little reckless if you to do something like that. I was not expecting clear smog from Charcadet. That was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, that was nice. Last thing they need is people screwing things up. Yeah, they gotta be like a little bit more careful going forward. Yep, spies on both sides. A solid episode. Yeah, I like it. It gives Zirconconia more relevance in the series, and they desperately needed it. You know, the ties of the Amethio. Now that they're part of the, they're still in the Explorers, but they can work to, work against Spinel. So they can get Amethio back up in there. And Amethio is a good person, so, the Explorers are going to essentially become the good guys again. All we need now is Twilight to infiltrate the Explorers base, and then we have Absolute Cinema. Oh boy. He can disguise himself. He's a master of disguise. Pretty easy for him. Better world building than the series that shall not be named. Like the other series, it was really only one region. Yeah. Last series, I don't want to get... actually, you know what? I'm actually not going to talk about it, because I don't want to get into a whole thing about it, so... I'm just saying that I feel like the world building in this series is actually really solid. Exceed, there's connection with Exceed, like Freed used to work there, Amethio's, grandfather, was the chairperson and essentially the founder of Exceed and the Explorers, and then his father's the president. You got all these connections here. It's pretty nice, in my opinion, at least. It led everyone together. Horizon's world building is just on a different level. Yeah. I think telling, an actual, like, serious story rather than, like, I'm going to explore the world and, conquer the gems, I think is doing a lot of favors for the series. I'm not trying to, like, diss the previous Pokemon anime. It had a simple premise, but, like, I like the fact that, like, they did something very risky with the series, and you're seeing it paying off now. There's a lot of good payoff with a lot of the decisions they made in the series. Not everything is perfect. I'm not going to say that. Not every episode is a 10 out of 10. But you get what I mean. They're just doing a solid job when it comes to its storytelling aspects. Along with world building. It's really solid in this series, in my honest opinion. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I still got a little ways to go, guys. We're getting there. Definitely better than the series that shall not be named. Also, this debunked the theory of Amethio and Freed were together. Unfortunately, I know Harlster. I was hoping that they'd be working together, but at the same time, it's pretty clear that what happened to Amethio, him being hunted down by Spinel's goons, was definitely happening to Freed as well. That's why Freed's probably been on the run this whole time, because he's being chased down and hunted down by them. Amethio was alone this entire time. Yep, Amethio will help, says Zirconconia from the sidelines. Yep. Also, I think next we see Amethio, we're one step away from Charcadet evolving, because I think he either gives her the arm or as thank you for helping him get his spark back. We'll see. Amethio is such a lone wolf, and I respect it. Me too. I actually like it about him. Where he tells Liko where she can find the armor for Charcadet to evolve, and that'll be like a little quest trial for her and Charcadet to do. That'd be nice. I'd be down for that. Also, if people complain about Liko losing, then they clearly don't. This wasn't an official battle, it was just practice. Yeah, I was going to say, there's nothing serious about this one. Were you really expecting her to win this one? Come on now. Huh. Yo, what's up, Thomas? Don't forget, Amethio is appearing again in next week's beach episode. Yep. Kind of seems like there's two different plots going on. There's like plot A and plot B. Amethio and Liko switch roles, with Liko giving the oomph back to Amethio. Yep. Heck, I truly love how accurate the deck entry for Charcadet this episode is, because it shows that it desires to battle stronger enemies. Yep. I also like how the explorers are trying to outplay each other. Like, well, I'm playing 3D chess, but Agate and Spinel are like, well, we're playing 4D chess. Exactly. That's why I say, take it away from the building. Just say that in private. Make sure your stuff isn't, like, bugged so that they can track what track or hear what you're saying. I think Amethio will overthrow Spinel as the president of Exceed. One day. We had a good feeling they were suspicious of Hamber, but this was just confirmed. Yep. I think Agate will capture Zirconia and Amethio and take them to Spinel. Or at least throw them in like a jail or something like that. I think they're going to be like doing good for a little bit, and eventually Agate's going to expose them, and then boom. I knew Charcadet was going to have clear smog. Nice. Spinel definitely knew about... Spinel definitely about to give Zirconia fake missions and tasks that either get them far out of the way, while Spinel's group do the actual tasks. That is a possibility. I'm doing awesome. That's good, Martha. I'm glad you're here, though. Good to have you here. Gosh, it's going to be so nice to see Zygarde finally feel understood and respected as a trainer, as a Pokemon that, and what it wants from a trainer. Yeah. It's going to come full circle. It's going to be nice. Or Spinel gives them a task which they try to sabotage to hurt Spinel's progress, but Spinel, foreseeing this and that sabotage, actually ends up benefiting him. Yep. Spinel is very cunning, so don't expect him to be fooled very easily. I want Charcadet finding the armor to be a two-part thing. Could be. We'll see what happens. Spinel legit gives me the vibes of I don't care. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm winning this. GG's. Yep. Spinel and Agate really pulling a move from a certain government in regards to privacy and stuff. Oh boy. Sorry, probably not the most sensible time to make this type of joke, but it's kind of true. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I won't go into it any further, but I know exactly what you're referring to, and yeah, you're right. Liko cute surfboarding with Pagogo the next episode. Yeah, like the little nice moment there. You also got Dot surfing, which is kind of a surprise. I didn't expect Dot to be surfing of all characters, right? Yo, what's up, Kevin? Welcome in. Also, Murdoch is surfboarding with Lycanroc and Captain Pikachu. I know. Cool to have him involved in the episode too. Also, Amethio will use Zygarde against Spinel in the final clash. Guess we'll see what happens. Thank you for being nice, and I'm happy I'm able to come here. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I try to be as nice as I can. As long as you're kind to me. We're all here to chill and just, have a good time. That's the whole point of these streams. I hope Corviknight gets a new move next week. It looks like it'll get some screen time. Amethio not a reasonable tackler yet. I didn't see the episode. Don't want too many spoilers. Nah, I'm just gonna say this. I wouldn't expect him to join the Rising Bolt Tacklers. At least he kind of wants to do his own thing. So I won't go any further though with that point I'm making. Corviknight would be nice, but they kind of use those Pokemon just as their ride Pokemon. That's like a one aspect that needs to change. You got a Corviknight, Amethio, use it more. Rather than just using it to fly around. It looks like it's using Gust, but it knows Hurricane, so it could be using that, maybe. Won't go any further, not that I intended to, but still, that's a promise I can keep. Tried to be as vague as possible. Yep, you're good, you're good. You're good. As long as you keep it vague like that, you're good. Next episode looks kind of meh, but I will say Dot getting Goldango is actually a very welcome surprise. If that ends up being the case, it's gonna be a... I feel like it's a bit of a that'd be such a random Pokemon for Dot to get, but at the same time, I don't think we were expecting her to get Tinkatink. I remember people were saying they wanted Liko to get that Pokemon, but then Dot gets it, so... Guess this wouldn't be totally unexpected, right? I think the Gimmighoul we see with that will evolve in the next episode. Okay. Imagine if Charcadet evolves by training with Volkstrom at the castle of Chivalry. Like someone Scizor. That would work because Armorage is a chivalrous knight. That would be cool, but it's probably not happening. I don't really see Goldango really fitting Dot. Plus, it does not really seem like a capture episode. It doesn't come off as it, but we'll see. Well, definitely dives into the ocean, gets 999 coins. Then emerges as Goldango, I see. So I found the gold at the bottom of the ocean, I take it. There was actually treasure down there. He's a loner now on his own. Yep. Have Corviknight use Iron Head or Steel Wing. That would be cool. And I'm calling it Drampa, aka Ludlow, is getting the giant cheese stick secondary characters have gotten focused, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh boy. Oh boy. We see the Mighty G in the next episode. Yeah, and it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble maintaining his muscular form. Legs were getting a little his muscular legs were turning into jelly in the preview. We already know Gimmighoul was getting caught since it's been confirmed via merged. It's just who's gonna catch this Pokemon? Is it Roy? Is it Dot? Is it Mighty G? Is it you? Find out in the next episode. Please don't give Dot the cheese stick. I love her team. Oh boy. Oh boy. I feel like Dot will catch a third Pokemon this arc. She doesn't need it. Spoilers, yes, it's me. Oh, I see, Pokefan. You just jump through the screen, you're like, it's mine, and then go back to reality. Who is that? It don't matter. I'm in Horizons. I knew it. Yeah, for my favorite Horizons character, you. And he only appeared for a split second and yoinked Goldango away from everyone. And then erased everyone's memory, so they're like, oh, what were we even doing? Off topic, but I gotta say, I'm really liking this Majora's Mask lo-fi remix, the Astral Observatory. It's a nice one. You have 30-something to 40-something episodes to develop 2 Pokemon. They could still pull it off, it's just a matter of how they divide these episodes up. Hopefully his poor Sharpedo gets out of the ball after another 40-plus episodes. It's so abused. That's why that shouldn't get Palafin. It would get the Misty Horsia treatment. Yep. It comes out, it's like, water! Need food! Plus Goldango will use the move to make it rain in the next episode. Ooh. I will say I'm worried though. Yeah, I'm a little worried about how the fandom is gonna treat Goldango. Because if Dot catches it, I'm worried some people are gonna be a little angry. Also, apparently we have 22 people here. Yo, what's up? 23. It keeps climbing. Yo, can you do me a favor and hit that likey like button? We're at 10 likes. Can we get to 15 likes? That'd be cool. But hi everyone that's just joining. Goldango fits the Mighty G. I guess it could. That's why Liko shouldn't get Palafin, I see. Goldango is such a rare Pokemon that not even NPC trainers have one, and getting it yourself is hard, so please let it be treated as a genuine team member and not just an afterthought. Yeah, you know what? You bring up a good point, Pokefan. Yeah, if they're gonna, like, go, actually have this Pokemon, show up on the ship, and it's, getting involved here and there, yeah, it's gotta lead up to something here soon. Yo, Lady Luna, Nini88, what's up? Welcome in. How are you doing? That's how you do a development episode. Charcadet already had more development than Roy's Lucario in the span of 2 episodes. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I'm a bit intrigued how Amethio is going to use the Zygarde cell he has. Me too. We might see him like here and there, like finding more Zygarde cells, planting it in certain episodes. Yesterday someone crashed out and said Dot is a thief and stole from Roy. Well, we don't even know if she has it yet. We don't even know. There's no reason to crash out and the episode hasn't even aired yet. I mean, getting Goldango in the main games is such a long chore. Just like for you. Thank you, Martha. I appreciate it. We got 3 more likes to 15. Can we do it, guys? And if you've already liked this video, or stream video, whatever you want to call it, you've already done your part. And also vote in the poll. Because currently we are sitting at 14 votes, and 10-9 is currently winning. With 8-7 and a distant second, and the other 2 categories don't even have single votes. Which means this was another solid episode, I'd take it. Do you think the cheese stick is popular with the fan base? It's one of my least favorite Pokemon, or Paldean Mon, but everyone has different tastes. Don't mean to offend. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm kind of strayed away from the games in that sense, but it seems like an alright Mon. I like how it surfs though. It fits Liko and Roy more. I don't know about Liko, but maybe Roy. Liko literally just had a capture, so yeah. I'll say when Horizons began, we saw Lulu. I thought he was gonna have a Drampa since his clothing, but nope. He was just a reference. I will say the Quagsire, Sharpedo, and especially Mighty G was more than a good enough substitute, though. Yeah, giving him Mighty G was a great idea, in my opinion. Gave him that personality he needed. Nice! Chrono Cross remix! And this is a good one. Sorry, guys, I got a little excited there. At least Charcadet did put up a fight. Yep, indeed. Guys, please like for Mitch. Yes, please. Give me likes. I like you guys, so that means likes for me? Get it? Huh? Sorry, I won't joke ever again. Just kidding. JK. Goldango is literally a cheese stick, Silver Surfer. Now you're making me hungry. Everyone's saying cheese stick. I'm like, I'm getting hungrier and hungrier now. At least lunch is coming after the stream ends. It's definitely popular and competitive. Like, seriously, they need to nerf it. Oof. Its ability is way too busted. I see. Roy's Lucario needs better focus. I'm just saying, give me that flashback episode and you pretty much have satisfied me with Lucario. I've already presented my case for it, and hey, writers, if you're listening in for Horizons, Lucario backstory episode that mirrors the freed Captain Pikachu origin story episode. You do something like that, and I'm sold. That's my thought. They haven't developed Lucario, so I don't think giving the cheese stick is smart to Roy at this time. I don't think Charcadet was planned catch. I think Pokemon did it to appease the fans. It's kind of hard to say because they do plan this stuff a while back. They do a lot of planning in the series, so maybe it was planned, but maybe they just plans change because it is kind of strange that it appeared back in the episodes when we were in the 50s, and then it's captured 40 plus episodes later. It's a little bit of it's a decision that I don't think they should do anymore. Don't do it like that. Make it only a few episodes later, not 40 episodes later. That's it's not good. Not a good thing to do often. It's good. It is good. People in the fandom have been calling Roy's Lucario Picario. Oh. I see. Like I said, give me that backstory episode and you've won me over. That's all it needs. They aren't even doing a whole lot with it either. I'm actually surprised by that. You'd think it'd be hogging all the attention in the Mega Voltage arc, but nope. It wasn't the right to catch it when she first met because Hatterene didn't have her first battle at the time. I understand that, but again, 40 episodes later is a long time to wait between, its initial debut and then its capture. That's a long time. And after the 1 year time skip, I didn't think it was happening. That's why I'm surprised they went back and did that. I'm just saying don't do that too often. I think Charcadet will get Flame Charge and Lava Plume. Maybe. I mean, we have the Sparkles for episode 107, so maybe that could be a flashback episode that we want. It could be, or it could be something else. It's hard to say. Until we get those episode titles and summaries, we just can only speculate what we think that episode could be about. Yeah, I do hope that they actually give Lucario's backstory. Give Lucario's backstory. It's funny how in the last season we were like, there's too much Lucario. Now this season we're like, there's not enough Lucario. I know, isn't that funny? I mean, granted, there's not how do I say this? It hasn't had a lot of focus here in this series, so there hasn't really been any need for it. But I'm just saying, a backstory is really needed for this because, I would like to have an episode where they're on the way somewhere, and then hey Roy, you got that, shiny Lucario, could you tell us about how you got it? And literally that backstory episode could also show, how Roy and Alt met. We could get a flashback, you got a year earlier or whatever. You can get a slightly younger Alt too. I don't know, it's just you'd be checking off a lot of boxes right there by doing an episode like that. They go over their training and how things went for a year. I think it would be really cool. And it would give Lucario the development it desperately needs at this point. Watch, we get a flashback in. It's not even a minute long, just a one frame flashback and Roy saying, oh yeah, we met in Kalos. Okay, done. Now shut up about the flashback. Dang, anipoke. Yeah, that'd be bad. I would have problems there. Lucario, really? Shiny Lucario isn't even that bad. It's shiny Mega Lucario that looks bad. Yeah, I can agree there. So episode 107 will either be an evolution episode, capture episode, or a big important episode. We don't know until we have that title, or in summary. That will give us a hint. Little Amethio Charcadet is cute. That's why I don't think it was planned at all. Love Charcadet and Armors, but it wasn't thinking Licomon. I didn't see it coming either. I was gonna say we already have like a fire type with Roy having Fuecoco, Crocolar. So surprised another member of the team got a similar type Pokemon, but yeah, what can you do? Yeah, Sharon, it might be. I wanted Roy to catch Capsicid, but that's out, I feel. Yeah, at this point, I'd say so. Again, I don't want them to introduce these Pokemon and then 40 plus episodes later catch them. I think I don't want them to that to be a pattern for some of these captures. Let's not do that anymore. None of his team fits musical theme. I see Charcadet as a younger sibling to Amethio's Ceruledge. Like last season, it was shoved down our throats, even though we knew it was a powerhouse. But this season, we're getting no development aside from the typical Lucario not liking Sweet's behavior, right? And then being just used for Mega Evolution here and there. With the exception of the recent Roy versus Nimona battle, the writers have shown that they are trustworthy, so just be patient. We, in all probability, will get the Lucario backstory episode. Yes, I want it. And writers, if somehow you're kind of checking out some of these streams, hey, what's up? I know this stuff takes a while, but can we get that? And if we already have it, if it's already in development and on its way to becoming an episode, thank you. Roy should have gotten low kicks. Maybe could work. Man, I'm getting hungry. My stomach is rumbling. Stop. Now you're making me even more hungry. Stop it. Stop it. Pokemon Horizon has so many safety nets that have to put popular Pokemon to keep the old fans interested. Pikachu, Charizard, Tinkatink, Ton, Hatteran. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it gets annoying all the time. Admittedly, we have Captain Pikachu literally here because Pikachu's the mascot. And what other Pokemon does Freed have? Charizard. Hey, who else has a Charizard? Ash. Hey, do you know who else has a Charizard? Alon. Who else has a Charizard? Kiawe. Who else has Charizards? Leon. Is there anybody that doesn't have a Charizard here? He's Charizard. You're Charizard. He's Charizard. I'm Charizard. Is there any other Charizards I need to be aware of? But yeah, I was gonna say, it's oh wow, daring today, Freed. What else do you got? Lucario? Oh, no way. Feels like giving characters the same Pokemon gets kind of repetitive, and I feel like giving characters all the same popular Pokemon gets kind of repetitive and boring. They're doing it just to kind of throw it in there. Got to get people to watch their stuff, so they got to throw that important Pokemon that we've seen a billion times in the series. I'm actually eating dinner right now. Nice. Lucario, yep. Let's face it, Ash was reincarnated as Freed. He fell into an alternative universe and he got reverted to... He got changed over and now he's Freed. And he only uses Pikachu and Charizard. Dang. Rip his other mons. Stuck at Oak's lab forever. It's either Lucario, Charizard, Pikachu, or Eevee. Yeah, Eevee's another one. I mean, if we had a new evolution here, then maybe it would make sense for a character to have a Eevee or something like that, but yeah. I mean, Roy literally is following the Pikachu starter Pokemon, Halfway's Pokemon, and regional bird formula. Yeah, you're not wrong, huh? It's just that Kilowatt World needs to do more. I was so bummed they did Heteran and Jern. They literally showed Gary's once. Correct me if I'm wrong. They could have given it to Horace or Tokyo. Yeah, actually I forgot about that. Dang. Heteran. I completely forgot he had one. That's actually kind of neat. I'm shocked that there was nobody with a shiny black Charizard yet. Maybe in the next series. Oh, boy. Oh, no, Thomas. You've just, manifested that. Now the writers are going to see that and be like, yes. We're making it happen. We're making it happen now. Sorry to go off topic. I think Horizons has done an amazing job putting Galar in Horizons. For the little bit of Galar that we got in Horizons, they've done a pretty solid job, in my opinion. Minus no Dynamaxed. Like, there's over 1,000 Pokemon to see, right? So many Galarmons have gotten attention and love that Horizon is great. Yep. Speaking of being reincarnated, I can't believe they had genuine people who thought that Freed was Lucario. What? Really? I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised one of the Volt Tacklers didn't have an Eevee and thought when the series started Freed was gonna be the one potentially having a Lucario. And now Roy has one. So happy we Poltergeist is on the Rainbow Tacklers. He's one of my favorite ghost types. Yeah, I'd like to be in a tricky trickster. Like, come on, guys. I keep thinking what Pokemon Lico could maybe get, like Eevee. I kind of just want newer mons for, like, the characters, personally. But we got Lucario with Roy, so there's that. I mean, we see Gary Heteran. I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of neat. We need a new evolution. Maybe in Gen 10. Maybe. We got a certain character I'm not gonna name with Absol, Flygon mons, and Ash should have caught. Yeah. It showed up once in the raid battle, and I think it was a great choice. Past ladies, man. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean there. Oh, great. Someone's opened Pandora's box with the shiny Charizard. Comment and watch it be as strong as the shiny Rayquaza in the series, too. Okay, now that even makes it even worse, Harstert. A writer's, like, jotting this down, and now they're like, yes. Next series. We know what the fans want. I think it's a funny touch. Also, give a super feminine mon to a male character was a great step to the anime. Yes, you never heard the when Freed died, he turned into Lucario to give them a sign theory. No, I actually haven't. It was very popular, and I'm just like, huh? I guess I don't really pay attention to that side of the fandom enough. That's kind of interesting, though. But very random. Sunguro and Cyrano in the games have all female teams. Watch it be shiny G-Max Charizard. We're just giving it away now. But then again, would Dynamax and G-Max ever show back up in the series again? I don't know. Or literally has all feminine team. I'm calling that in the next series a prominent character will have a shiny black Charizard. Calling it now. Oh boy. Alright. Thomas. Screenshot your comment that you put there. Save it somewhere. And when the next series has that, just post that everywhere. Be like, see, I was right. And then you need to be like, alright, Pokemon, can I get compensated for this? It was my idea. I think it has become Roy's Lucario and Freed shared the same Japanese voice actor. I see. Interesting. They should have given Morello, Morlui, Morlul. I can't read. Huh? Morlu and that Shinotic. He befriended Lola, but no, we couldn't give girly Pokemon. Oh. Mallow should have had the shiny Tickleratus in the Sun and Moon series. Oh. Okay. Anyways, guys. Kind of went into a whole thing there. It looks like I finally caught up with chat, though. So now that we've caught up with chat, what are your thoughts on episode 105? It's based on the preview. I know we talked about it a little bit, but we have two plots going on. We have plot A, which is Goldango's debut, along with Liko and the others at the beach. Thoughts there? And also the plot B, we have Amethio and Mighty G hanging out, eating curry. What do you think? What interactions do you think we're going to get there? No, it's Shiny G-Max, Mega Charizard X, Y, and Z, and it's terrestrialized into a Terra type, and has access to its own special Z move. Good lord, we're just giving it, like, all... You're making it, like, way overpowered, and then it's going to have whatever gimmicks coming in Gen 10, because we just know the next generation's gotta have a new gimmick. Yeah, watch the next gimmick being like, oh, we're just shrinking Pokemon. We made them become kaijus, now we gotta shrink them. And the battle's like in a little area, so like the trainer's a giant. Nah. I don't know. Honestly, I like that she has a shaman. Oh, yeah. I have to say this episode was a 10 out of 10 for me. Nice. It's okay, I actually did not watch the episode. Alright, Martha, time to watch the episode then. I actually believe it was supposed to be Hermon, and Pokemon whole thing being her guardian angel, the comforter, just makes too much sense. How she found it literally just minutes after speaking with her mom. It's the gratitude mon. We had an armored Pokemon form. Oh. Imagine Gen 10 gimmick was actual fusion. Oh. They just gotta do the fusion dance from Dragon Ball. Or have the Potara earrings. Shaman was Mallow's mom reincarnated, I see. I mean, I didn't mean to get chat topic, sorry for my rant. Lulo's getting the cheese stick and Corviknight learns a new move. Gotcha. I got spoiled and plus I was curious. I see. It happens. Those are my guess. Give me 1 second. I need water. Keep chatting away though, but I need to drink some water, and apparently I don't have it in my room right now. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. That's better. I'm back. Did you miss me? I wonder if people will get... Yeah, let's not bring that up, Sharon. Please and thanks. Give me 1 second, yo. Looking at the little Amethio picture of him playing with Charcadet and making a sand castle, I wish it would actually be a sandy guy trying to eat him or something in the background. That'd be funny. If Ludo gets to be a bit worried because unless it's Mighty G, Ludo doesn't get much screen time, so I hope at least frequently we see it in the background with Ludo. We might. Yeah. Goldango looks like that cheese tick mascot. I could be wrong. Those are my guesses. Secondary characters can develop also. Spino's Magneton evolving, Coral, Songo catching Screamtail, Rockruff evolving. That is true. It's very more subtle there, though. Or they give Ludo more focus in general. Would be nice. He's just chilling fishing half the time. We missed you. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you here today, Martha. More focus like Ludo catching a new Pokemon. Maybe. I mean, Spino doesn't count now because he's the main character officially, I guess. He's a main villain, I guess. Thanks and you're welcome. Thank you. Watch Goldango just ride a giant wave of coins causing absolute chaos with a tsunami of coins. At least they can use the money for hospital bills. Dang. Look, healthcare costs are going up. They need as many coins as we can get. Amethio needs a new Pokemon, so give him a Glade or Aegislash. Aegislash, I think, would work pretty well. Be cool. Will he get it, though? Oh, geez Louise. I didn't realize it's been over an hour now that I started streaming. Wow. Well, guys, we've officially passed the 1 hour mark, so at this point we can talk about whatever until the stream ends. And is this Final Fantasy? It is. Okay, speaking of Spinel, I need to share the most dumb thing I heard yesterday. Okay, go right ahead. How dumb is it? Do you think they will reveal the mystery Pokemon in episode 106? It's possible. Someone told me point blank, and I'm not all there in the need, because why would Horizons focus on Spinel as the end goal for the long game when we need to focus on prepare for the Paldea League? Wait, what? Hold on. Someone told me point blank, and I'm not all there in the next. Sorry. Because why would Horizon focus on Spinel as the end goal for the long game? We need to focus and prepare for the Paldea League. What does the Paldea League have to do with this? That's not what this series is about. That would be kind of... If they did something like that, it would feel shoehorned into the series, if anything. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. again, you do something like that, it's being shoehorned, and I don't like that idea. I don't mind little competitions here and there. It'd be nice if they did that once in a while. Kind of like you had Liko versus Roy back at the academy. That was cool. But the league is not a focus in this series. If you want a league to be a focus, go watch the previous series. Oh, gets into a fight with Roy and runs away, yeah. Gotcha. I get angry with fellow fans suggesting they're catching other Pokemon instead of utilizing their secondary Pokemon that aren't fully developed. Develop the second Pokemon, Sidon's Aerodactyl, or Sidon's Aerodactyl, Amethio's Corviknight. Onyx, yep, gotcha. It wasn't from the same guy who said Gen 10 was going to be the last in last presents, right? I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to reveal who it was, but yeah. Someone was convinced that Gen 10 was going to be revealed this year, and it was going to be coming out at the end of this year because Pokemon Legends ZA is just a useless side game that no one's going to buy. No joke. You heard it here, folks. ZA is not an important game. It's totally not going to sell 1 million+ copies in its first week. Totally not going to happen. You think we'll see Zygarde in its new form in ZA? I don't know. I don't know much about ZA right now. I'm going to post it in Discord and Antibook because you got to see it to believe it. Oh boy. I'll look at it in a minute. Sharon, maybe Sharon, who knows, but does it really need it though? It's got 100% form. I think it was a great touch giving Sango Coral Screamtail in contrast to Onyx Side and Screamtail. The Rares have a lot of great ideas. Yeah, that was a good choice. I just want her. I just want to see it again because we haven't seen Sango a lot in this arc. Besides that one time. Can you truly get higher than 100%? Get this, 150%. It was them. It was them. I had a feeling. Oh, good lord. I do have something else for you. Zygarde goes 200% form. No, get this, guys. You want to know what's greater than 200% form? 250%. Just keep going. I know I harp on Aerodactyl, but at least it has comedy of snatching Sango Coral. Yeah, I like that. You think we will have the chance of seeing Mega Dragonite in Horizons? We'll see. We'll see, maybe. We'll just put that down as a maybe for now. I do have something to post in Anipoke that I might post after you, Pokefan. I got something for you. So if you guys are in the Discord server, check out the Anipoke page for some silly stuff coming. You know, I should actually look when I get a chance here, see if on YouTube Studio, that tab that generates like thumbnail AI generated thumbnails and like descriptions still is out there. I kind of want to see what it comes up for me now because all of it is garbage. Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say 201%. Even better, 202%. And what do you mean? Zygarde is 24, 25%. Oh, it just keeps declining. You just gotta keep stuffing cells in it. Be like, keep going up! Go up! Don't do that, it's gonna explode. No. The percentages must increase. Maybe Amethio will have a new Mega Pokemon from ZA. I don't know. I beg She doesn't use strong sphere on Screamtail. I don't want her to destroy their bond. The rumor by Bulbapedia is that its nickname Screamy Puff. Oh, maybe in the dub. UK is ahead of us at that. Ah. Pikachu and Eevee need to be in every series? Oh, really? I'm gonna go play Pokemon Unite, and I'm happy I was able to come and chat for a bit. I will see if I will come back, and I'm gonna go to Lisbon in Portugal. I'm gonna enjoy Bye. Okay. Well, Martha, once again, thank you for checking out the stream. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon. You are free to come whenever you want. But hopefully, we'll see you again in the future. I hope you have a good time, though. Sounds like fun. I think they will get a few episodes at times where they get a few episodes at a time where US gets bigger batches. Usually they do it batches like every couple of months, I think. 202%? Impossible. No way. That's absurd. Dare I say 203? Oh, well. 203 might be pushing some boundaries, but you want to know what's going to push it even further beyond? 204%. Like, imagine Amethio with a Mega Aegislash. That'd be cool. I love the nickname Screamy Puff a lot. I'm gonna head off, Mitchell. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for coming in and chilling with us. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Okay, bye guys. Gotta go. Alright, Thomas. Thanks for stopping by and chilling with us. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much and bye. I was gonna say, everyone's leaving. And then again, we are over an hour into the stream, so it's getting to that point. Oh yeah, I need to check if a new batch of episodes have recently released here in the UK after the stream is over. Gotcha. Nice stream. Yep. Okay, well, seeing as we had a few people leave here, is there anything else you guys want to chit-chat about before we kind of wrap things up here? Oh, and for the people that are joining, remember to hit that like button and vote in the poll. I would appreciate it. Sorry, I tried to do something there. Oh, man. I am getting a little hungry. Do you think Alt would have a legendary Pokemon? It's not that he may or may not have it. It's more so I kind of don't want it to be a legendary Pokemon. Because, like I said before, we kind of have a lot going on in the series already. So, like, I don't know what Pokemon he would have at this point. If he had a legendary, it'd be kind of just, like, crazy. So it'd be like, bro, you're using Sableye. You know, and the Pokemon you caught in this Dust Ball is a legendary. It doesn't trust you, like, what? So I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon enough, right? If it's gonna be a legendary, it can't be a normal legendary. Maybe if it's in a Dust Ball, it might be a Dark type. When they reveal the Pokemon in the Dust Ball, that will be hype. Well, hopefully it lives up to it. As Horizons really like their shiny legendary Pokemon. Yep, so it would check out, but again, I'm kind of a little bit on the fence with this. I kind of don't really want it to be like a legendary one. It'd be kind of, I don't know. It would feel kind of random, honestly. Maybe it's a B tier legendary. I don't know. Gotta go. Been fun like always, and hope you all have a great day or night. Well, thank you once again for checking out the stream, PokeFan. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next one. Which I will be here for the episode 105 preview next week. Okay, gonna just give you a big heads up for next week's episode review. I can't do it on Saturday as I am out of town again next weekend. I should be able to do it Sunday night though. So FYI. I don't want it to be a strong legendary. I prefer a regular Pokemon, but if it was a legendary Pokemon, I hope it's one on the weaker, maybe Manaphy or Phone to give. Oh, sorry, I'm reading by difference. I thought you said Phone. Fione, to give an example. Fione. I wouldn't mind that. Like, imagine if it's Wuqian. I don't know if it would be that, though, because, like, again, like, alts from Kalos, presumably. So I kind of feel like it would be a Pokemon from somewhere over there, presumably. Is what my thought process would be, but who knows. Okay, I'll do this one more time. Noivern. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, if you're just showing up here, be sure to like the stream and vote in the poll. This will be the last call for either one, since we'll be ending stream soon. I definitely appreciate it. We have only 3 more likes to 15. Can we do it? Can we do it? Probably not. Okay. Well, it seems like things are actually starting to slow down stream-wise, so... Is there anything else you guys want to chit-chat about before we head on out here? Imagine if it was a Charbink. It'd be a random one, but I could see it. What Pokemon food would you eat? Kind of a random question, but I probably wouldn't eat any Pokemon food. Probably not good for human consumption. And the reason it doesn't like him is because his partner is a Sableye. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Yo, what's up, Steven? Did you like Mega Dragonite? I'm not particularly fond of its design, personally, but it's okay, I guess. It just got wings on its head and a longer tail, so it's got Dragonair parts. But I'm in the camp that's not a big fan of the design. It's kind of split. Some people love it, some people hate it. Mega Rapidash would have wings. Like Pegasus. I quite like Mega Dragonite. I think it's very cute. Gotcha. To each their own, I suppose. Not my thing, really. Oh, PokeFan posted that in the anipoke server. Oh, that guy again. We need a Flying Fairy Pegasus Pokemon. Maybe a legendary. Sorry, I had to respond to that in Discord. Anything else, guys? I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here in a minute if there's nothing much else. Got nothing more to say. Gotcha. Anything else, Harlster? Wait, what's this song? Oh, it's Zelda. Mifa's themed. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing anything else, so I think we can go ahead and wrap this stream up. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll here. It looks like we got 17 votes and 10-9 won overwhelmingly. Let's give this episode a 9. How about that? Sounds good to me. Alrighty, everyone. That's all I got for today's stream. I streamed a lot this week, but this upcoming week I'm not going to stream as much. It's mainly going to be just Donkey Kong. But there's going to be a day where I think... I'm gonna try and do a little review. Devin, one of the people in my community, you've probably seen him in some of my streams. He sometimes shows up in here. He wrote a little comic and wants us to check it out on stream. So me and Fizzle Wizard, are probably gonna do kind of like a reading of it on stream, and then do a little review of what we thought about it. Give him some feedback. At some point we'll be doing that next week as well. So yeah, and then I'm going out of town on Friday and Saturday next week. So the Horizon stream won't be until Sunday night sometime. So FYI. The rest of the month I think I should be able to do it at the normal time. I am going out of town at the very end of the month, but I'm leaving on Sunday, I believe, so I don't think that should affect the Horizon stream. But that's for the future. But we're just talking about next week's review. Anyways, guys, yeah. See you next time. Hope everyone has a nice day or evening. Also, hope you enjoy your food. Thank you, Harlster. Well, thank you for hanging out with us today. It's always a pleasure. So, hopefully, we'll see you in the next one. And with that said, the stream is coming to an end. So if you are still there out there in the interweb somewhere, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go eat now, so lunchtime. Anyways, have a good day or night wherever you're at, and I will see you all later. Bye now.